Dear students, welcome to Study and Learn Academy. I am Dr. Ganpat Nagda. Today we will start a new chapter, class 9th chemistry, chapter 3, atoms and molecules. So let's start. Atoms and molecules, laws of chemical combinations. Before Dalton, concept of atom was mere philosophical. Dalton explained about atom on the basis of law of chemical combinations. There are three laws of chemical combination. First, law of conservation of mass. Second, law of constant proportions. Third, law of multiple proportions. Now you can see in this particular slide law of chemical combinations. The first law, that is law of conservation of mass. Antoine Lavoisier, a French scientist, established the theory of law of conservation of mass. The law of conservation of mass states mass can neither be created nor destroyed in a chemical reaction. All matters in the universe exist in three states. There are two ways of classification of matter. So according to physical state, as solid, liquid or gas, or according to its composition as element, compound or mixture. Mass law. According to this law, mass of an isolated system will remain constant over time. This means when mass is enclosed in a system and none is allowed in or out, its quantity will never change. That is, mass will be conserved, and hence this is called law of conservation of mass. This means total mass of products is always equal to the total mass of reactants. As there is no loss of mass of substances, mass is conserved. That's why Lavoisier called this the law of conservation of mass. Now, what is the meaning of reactants and products? In a chemical reaction, the substances that combine or react are known as reactants, and the new substance or substances formed are called product or products. A chemical reaction can be represented in general as follows. Example, when calcium oxide is dissolved in water, calcium hydroxide is formed. In this reaction, calcium oxide and water are reactants, while calcium hydroxide is product. In this reaction, 74 gram of calcium hydroxide is obtained when 56 gram of calcium oxide reacts with 18 gram of water, which is proved by experiment. Here the total mass of reactant calcium oxide and water is equal to 74 gram, and the mass of product calcium hydroxide is also equal to 74 gram. This proves that the total mass of reactants is always equal to the total mass of product, which proves the law of conservation of mass. So you can see in this particular slide the law of conservation of mass, how the reactant react each other, and what are the mass of the reactant, and what are the products when reactant react to each other, and what are the mass of the products. So you can see the mass of the reactants and products both are same. It means during reaction there is no mass loss. So that proves the law of mass conservation. Now the second important law, that is law of constant proportions. Law of constant proportions states that a chemical compound always contains exactly the same proportion of elements by mass. This law is also known as law of definite proportions. Joseph Louis Proust gave this law, hence this law is also known as Proust's law. Now the explanation of the law. Compounds are formed by the combination of two or more elements. In a compound, the ratio of atoms or elements by mass remains always same irrespective of the source of compound. This means a certain compound always formed by the combination of atoms in same ratio by mass. If the ratio of mass of constituent atoms will be altered, the new compound is formed. Example: water is formed by the combination of hydrogen and oxygen. The ratio of masses of hydrogen and oxygen is always in 1:8 in water irrespective of source of water. Whether you collect the water from a well, a river, pond or from anywhere, the ratio of their constituent atoms by mass will always same. So you can see in this particular slide, twice H2 plus O2 gives twice H2O. So mass of hydrogen is 4, mass of oxygen is 32 and the ratio is 1:8 by mass. Nitrogen dioxide is a compound which is formed by the combination of nitrogen and oxygen. The ratio of nitrogen and oxygen by mass in nitrogen dioxide is in 7:16. Nitrous oxide is a compound which is also formed by the combination of nitrogen and oxygen. The ratio of nitrogen and oxygen in nitrous oxide is in 28:16. Nitric oxide is a compound which is also formed by the combination of nitrogen and oxygen. The ratio of nitrogen and oxygen in nitric oxide is in 7:8. From above the three examples, it is clear that if the ratio of the atoms by mass is altered, then the new compound is formed, such as in the case of nitrogen dioxide, nitrous oxide, nitric oxide. These three compounds are formed by the combination of same atoms, but because of combination of the constituent atoms in different ratios by mass, new compound is formed. So in this particular slide you can see law of conservation of mass and law of definite proportions. Now Dalton's atomic theory. John Dalton, a British chemist and scientist, gave the atomic theory in 1808. This theory is popularly known as Dalton's atomic theory in the honor of John Dalton. He gave the theory on the basis of laws of chemical combination and explains them properly. In his theory, he explains about atom. So these are the main postulates of Dalton's atomic theory. First, elements are made of extremely small particles called atoms. Second, atoms of a given elements are identical in size, mass, and other properties. Third, atoms of different elements differ in size, mass, and other properties. Atoms cannot be subdivided, created, or destroyed. Atoms of different elements combine in simple whole number ratios to form chemical compounds. Now, what is atom? How to define atom? The basis of Dalton atomic can be defined as the smallest particle of matter are called atoms. These are the various characteristics of atom. Atom is the smallest particle of matter. All elements are made of tiny particles called atom. Atoms are very small in size and cannot be seen through naked eyes. Atom does not exist in free state in nature, but atom takes part in a chemical reaction. The properties of a matter depend upon the characteristics of atoms. Atoms are the building block of an element, similar to a brick which combine together to make a building. The size of atoms is indicated by its radius. In ancient time, atoms was considered indivisible. Now, symbols of atoms of elements. Dalton was the first scientist to use the symbols for elements in a very specific sense. When he used a symbol for an element, he also meant a definite quantity of that element. That is, one atom of that element. Berzelius suggested that the symbols of elements be made from one or two letters of the name of the element. Many of the symbols are the first one or two letters of the element's name in English. The first letter of a symbol is always written as a capital letter, uppercase, and the second letter as a small letter, lowercase. Now the symbols of atoms of elements. For convenience, elements are represented by unique symbols. For example, hydrogen is represented by capital H, oxygen is represented by capital O, nitrogen is represented by N, iron is represented by Fe, so you can see in this particular slide the various figure that is also representing the elements like hydrogen, carbon, oxygen, phosphorus, sulfur, iron. So these are these symbols you can see. Symbolically, we also represent the elements. Symbols of atoms or of elements. His work proved as boon to science. For his marvelous work, Berzelius, together with John Dalton, Antony Lavoisier, and Robert Boyle, is considered as the father of modern chemistry. Symbols of many elements are taken for their English name, while symbols of many elements are taken from their Greek or Latin names. Symbol of some element which are derived from their Latin name. So you can see in this particular slide symbols of some elements taken from their Latin name. Like sodium, symbol is capital Na, Latin name of element is natrium. Potassium, capital K, kalium. Iron, Fe, ferrum. Copper, Cu, cuprum. These are the various Latin names of elements as well as their symbol and their English names of elements. Symbol and name of some elements you can see also in this particular slide. Several elements are named after the place where they discovered, such as copper, which was taken from Cyprus. Some elements are named after their color, such as gold, which means yellow. Now the next concept is atomic mass. What is the meaning of atomic mass? Of atom is called atomic mass since atoms are very small. Consequently, actual mass of an atom is very small. For example, the actual mass of one atom of hydrogen is equal to 1.673 into 10 to the power minus 24 gram. This is equal to this much gram. To deal with such a small number is very difficult. Thus, for convenience, relative atomic mass is used. Carbon-12 is considered as units to calculate atomic mass. Carbon-12 is an isotope of carbon. The relative mass of all atoms are found with respect to carbon-12. One atomic mass equal to 1 by 12 of the mass of one atoms of carbon-12. Now you can see in this particular slide atomic mass of some elements like hydrogen, atomic mass 1U, helium 4U, lithium 7U, beryllium 9U as follows. Thus atomic mass is the relative atomic mass of an atom with respect to 1 by 12th of the mass of carbon-12 atom. AMU is the abbreviation of atomic mass unit, but now it is denoted just by U. The atomic mass of hydrogen atoms equal to 1U. This means one hydrogen atom is 1 times heavier than 1 by 12th of the carbon atom. The atomic mass of oxygen is 16U. This means one atom of oxygen is 16 times heavier than 1 by 12th of carbon atom. Now absolute mass or actual atomic mass. It is found that the actual atomic mass of a carbon-12 atom is equal to 1.9926 into 10 to the power minus 23 gram. Thus, by multiplying the relative atomic mass with 1.6605 into 10 to the power minus 24 gram, we can get the absolute or actual mass of an atom. Now the example 1. Find the absolute mass of oxygen. How to find the absolute mass of oxygen? The atomic mass of oxygen is 16U. We know 1U is equal to 1.6605 into 10 to the power minus 24 gram. Therefore, absolute mass of oxygen equal to 1.6605 into 10 to the power minus 24 into 16 gram. That will be 26.568 into 10 to the power minus 24, or you can say 2.6568 into 10 to the power minus 25 gram. So that is the absolute mass of oxygen. Example 2. Find the absolute mass of sodium. The atomic mass of sodium is 23U. We know 1U is equal to 1.6605 into 10 to the power minus 24 gram. Therefore, absolute mass of sodium equal to 1.6605 into 10 to the minus 24 into 23 gram. So that is 38.191 into 10 to the minus 24, or you can say 3.8191 into 10 to the minus 25 gram. Okay, goodbye. Thank you very much.